हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं टाइम मशीन की एक तरंगी दुनिया, मतलब एक अलग ही सा टॉपिक लेके आया हूँ गाइस आपके लिए स्पेशली। सो प्लीज़ वॉच, लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब माय यूट्यूब चैनल।
Dr. Elias Vaughn, a man obsessed. Time, his sole desire. His workshop, a testament to his ambition. Wires, coils, and chronometers, his tools. He believed time was his to command. Years he toiled, driven by an insatiable hunger. He sought to unravel the secrets of time travel. His colleagues scoffed, called him mad. But he pressed on, fueled by conviction. Then, one fateful night, everything changed. He threw the switch. The air crackled with energy. The device, a marvel of twisted metal and pulsating light, hummed to life. Vaughn stepped inside, a giddy sense of triumph washing over him. He was about to touch the face of eternity. The world dissolved around him. He was adrift in a chaotic sea of colors and light. It was exhilarating, terrifying, and then he breached it. The forbidden barrier. The world reformed. But it was wrong. The air hung heavy, charged with an unseen energy. The sky a swirling vortex of unnatural hues. Vaughn stumbled out of his machine, his heart pounding. What had he done? Panic clawed at his throat. He had not arrived at his intended destination. This was not the past he sought. This was something else, something alien and terrifying. An echo of what was, or perhaps what should never be. Then he saw it, a crack in the fabric of reality, a jagged tear in the very essence of time itself. It pulsed with an eerie light, beckoning him towards an unknown abyss. And from that tear something stirred, an ancient evil awakened by his reckless intrusion. He had opened a door that should have remained forever sealed. The air grew cold, the very atmosphere thick with dread. A whisper of something ancient and unfathomably powerful slithered across his skin. It was a presence, vast and predatory. He turned, his blood turning to ice. A creature of pure darkness emerged from the tear in time. Its form, ever shifting, was a nightmare of claws and teeth. Eyes glowed with an unholy light, reflecting the shattered remnants of eons. This was the Harrow, a being spoken of only in hushed whispers. A devourer of time, a predator of those who dare to tamper with its domain. It had been awakened by his transgression, drawn to the scent of temporal disturbance. Terror, primal and absolute, gripped him. This was the price of his hubris, the consequence of his reckless ambition. He had awakened a nightmare. Vaughn scrambled back, his mind reeling. He had to escape to outrun this horror. He dived back into his machine, his fingers fumbling with the controls. Time, his once coveted prize, was now his only refuge. The machine sputtered, coughed, and then lurched forward. He hurtled through the temporal currents. The terrifying visage of the Harrow burned into his mind. But he knew with chilling certainty that he was not alone. The Harrow pursued. It moved with unnatural speed, a predator unburdened by the constraints of time. He could feel its presence like a brand on his soul, its hunger a palpable threat. He glanced back, his heart sinking. The creature was closing in, his form shimmering as it navigated the temporal eddies with terrifying ease. He was prey hunted across the vast expanse of time itself. Section 5, Hunted by Echoes. Time became his tormentor and his only shield. He tumbled through different eras, each transition a disorienting blend of sensations and fragmented realities. He saw glimpses of the Roman Empire, the roar of dinosaurs, the birth of stars. But there was no escape. The Harrow pursued relentlessly, its presence a chilling constant. He was a fugitive in time, forever running from a predator that existed outside its boundaries. The strain was taking its toll. Vaughn was exhausted, his mind frayed at the edges. The constant fear, the relentless pursuit, it was slowly breaking him. He had to find a way to stop it, to break free from this temporal nightmare. But how could he possibly defeat a creature that fed on time itself? The time machine lurched violently, alarms screaming. It was breaking down, ravaged by the stresses of temporal displacement. He crash-landed in a blinding sandstorm, the air hot and dry. He dragged himself from the wreckage, his body aching. He was in ancient Egypt, the pyramids looming in the distance like silent sentinels. But even this marvel of the ancient world offered no solace. The air crackled. The familiar dread seeped into his bones. He turned, his heart sinking as the harrow materialized from thin air. Its form rippled, adapting to the shifting sands of time. There was nowhere left to run. He was cornered, trapped at the edge of time with a creature that thirsted for his very existence. Varn scrambled back, his mind racing. He had to think, to find a weakness. He couldn't outrun it, but maybe, just maybe, he could outsmart it. He reached into his bag, his fingers closing around a small metallic sphere. It was a temporal disruptor, a device capable of creating localized anomalies in the time stream. It was a desperate gamble, but it was all he had left. He hurled the device at the harrow's feet. It clattered against the sand, and then, with a blinding flash, it detonated. The world around them fractured, time itself twisting and contorting under the strain. The harrow roared, its form caught in the temporal maelstrom. This was his chance, a fleeting window of opportunity in the chaos he had created. He had to reach his time machine, his only escape from this temporal nightmare. He scrambled towards the wreckage, his lungs burning, his legs screaming for respite. He could feel the harrow's rage, its power trying to assert itself against the temporal chaos. The disruptor wouldn't hold it for long, just a precious few moments. He reached the mangled remains of his machine, his heart pounding. He had to get it working, had to escape this place before the harrow broke free and unleashed its fury upon him. His fingers worked frantically, bypassing damaged circuits, rerouting power. He could feel time snapping back into place, the disruptor's energy waning. With a shudder and a groan, the time machine flickered back to life. Varn didn't hesitate. He slammed his hand down on the control panel and the machine lurched forward just as the harrow broke free from the temporal distortion. He could hear its enraged roar as he disappeared into the swirling vortex of time, the creature's frustration echoing after him. He had escaped for now. But Varn knew this was no victory. He was still hunted, still a fugitive in the endless corridors of time. The harrow would never stop, not until it had devoured the one who had dared to disturb its domain. He was trapped in a never-ending chase, forever running from the consequences of his actions. Time, once his obsession, was now his prison, and the harrow, the embodiment of his folly, was the ever-present warden.
तो गाइस, अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब माय यूट्यूब चैनल।